A prince, criticized by his subjects, should never attempt to justify himself to them. Collective crimes incriminate no one. The code of health for nations is not that for individuals. A sovereign ought always to confiscate publicity for his own profit. There are only two forces that unite men, fear and interest. All great revolutions originate in fear, for the play of interest does not lead to accomplishment. Audacity succeeds as often as it fails. In life it has an even chance. The superior man is never in anyone's way. Profit by the favors of fortune while her caprices favor you. Fear only that she will change out of spite. She is a woman. Who saves his country violates no law. Men, like paintings, need a favorable day. There are so many laws that no one is safe from hanging. Success is the most convincing talker in the world. As a rule, it is circumstances that make men. Impatience is a great obstacle to success. He who treats everything with brusqueness gathers nothing, or only immature fruit which will never ripen. Men are like numerals, they are given value by their position. Second-rate men, however ambitious, have only commonplace ideas. When a man is a favorite of fortune, she never takes him unawares, and however astonishing her favors may be, she finds him ready. One must indeed be ignorant of the methods of genius to suppose that it allows itself to be cramped by forms. Forms are for mediocrity, and it is fortunate that mediocrity can act only according to routine. Ability takes its flight unhindered. No one can disguise to himself the fact that a dead man is nothing more than a dead man, and a living man of the slightest pretensions is stronger than the dead man's memory. When a great man dies, one who has rendered high service to his country, the first feeling experienced is one of satisfaction. A weight has been removed, ambitions are freed. We may weep a year afterwards when agitations distract the country, but in the first access of feeling there is not even a tinge of regret. Last wishes are unconsidered. Conquerors should know the genius and the language of every religion. They ought to be Muslims in Egypt and Catholics in France, to the extent, at least, of giving sympathetic protection. The publication of false news is a petty means of producing important effects, but one of which even cool heads cannot foretell the exact results, since each one to whom such news comes interprets it in accordance with his prejudices and his partisanship. In the eyes of empire builders, men are not men, but instruments. Equality exists only in theory. The secret of the power to command is to be strong, because in strength there is neither error nor illusion. It is truth in all its nakedness. Men are more easily governed through their vices than through their virtues. Correctly analyzed, political liberty is a convenient fable invented by governments to lull the governed. The torment of precautions often exceeds the dangers to be avoided. It is sometimes better to abandon oneself to destiny. A sovereign obliged to respect the law may be contributing to the loss of his realm. A legislature is a serviceable means of obtaining from a people what the king might not dare ask of them. Nothing has ever been established except by the sword. Noisy festivals are a necessity. Blockheads love noise, and the multitude are blockheads. The heart of a statesman should be in his head. A newborn government must dazzle. In planning one's course in life, we should always reserve the right to laugh tomorrow at the ideas of yesterday. Never depend on the multitude, full of instability and whims. Always take precautions against it. Events all hang by a hair. The clever man profits by everything, neglecting nothing that may give him any advantage. The less clever, by slighting some seeming trifle, loses all. From triumph to downfall is but a step. I have seen a trifle decide the most important issues in the gravest affairs. It is only by prudence, wisdom, and dexterity that great ends are attained and obstacles overcome. Without these qualities nothing succeeds. There are different ways of assassinating a man, by pistol, sword, poison, or moral assassination. They are the same in their results, only that the last is the more cruel. By taking for your justification the pretended principle of general utility, you can go to whatever lengths you want. A lie is useless, since it deceives but once. Nature, in creating certain men, designed them for subordinate positions. Great men are meteors, who, by their burning, light the world. If aggressors are wrong above, they are right here below. There are vices and virtues of circumstances. Since the discovery of printing, the intelligent are called on to govern, and those who govern, slave. He who knows how to flatter also knows how to slander. The consummate courtier must be one who scorns the object of his flatteries, and is ever ready to destroy him. There are crises where the good of the nation requires the condemnation of the innocent. Those who cannot profit by circumstances are ninnies. The honest are so easygoing and rogues so alert, that it is often necessary to employ rogues. Put a rogue in the limelight, and he will act like an honest man. It is easier to destroy than to restore confidence. The man fitted for affairs and authority never considers individuals, but things and their consequences. A congress of the powers is deceit agreed on between diplomats. It is the pen of Machiavelli combined with the scimitar of Mahomet. Destiny urges me to a goal of which I am ignorant. Until that goal is attained, I am invulnerable, unassailable. When destiny has accomplished her purpose in me, a fly may suffice to destroy me. Necessity dominates inclination, will, and right. The most dangerous counselor is self-love. To be a successful conqueror, one must be cruel. The strong man is the one who is able to intercept at will the communication between the senses and the mind. Men who hesitate never succeed in their undertakings. One never mounts so high as when one does not know how high he is going. What is begun in feebleness belongs of right to audacity, which makes it legitimately its own by seizing it. There is nothing so hard to harness as a people which has already shaken off the pack saddle. The only thing to be done with those one is no longer able to recompense, is to disgrace them.